Hey guys, welcome to The Highlight. I'm Dylan.
I'm Brooklyn.
And I'm Ange.
Today we're going to be talking about Super Bowl entertainment.
Thank you to our listeners for tuning in, and shout out to Silver Sky Woodworking for being our sponsor for today's episode. If you ever need any woodworking done, go to them.
So, to start us off, have you guys ever watched the Super Bowl? Have you guys ever held any parties? By chance?
Yeah, my family tends to watch the Super Bowl. We don't really cheer for, like, a team. It's always just, whenever the Super Bowl is on, my parents like to have people over and cook food, so we have a little party, typically, like, people in our neighborhood, and we all just hang out and watch the Super Bowl. Well, mostly for me, it's just a halftime performance, but, like, my dad and some of his friends, it's more about, like, the football aspect.
Yeah, and that's kind of what my family does. My sister always throws a Super Bowl party because, her family, my nephews, they're really into it. I'm usually just there to watch the halftime shows, see some of the commercials.
What about you, Noah?
Yeah, we've held a few parties. I think it was 2016, 2017. It was the Falcons versus the Patriots. The Patriots were losing like 28-3 in like the third quarter, and then the Patriots came back and won it. And one of the guys that was there, he actually started crying, a full-grown man. He started crying, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Sports and the entertainment means so much to people, and it just brings a lot to the table.
Yeah, we definitely watched the Falcons versus Patriots. Like, we hosted a party, and because we live in Georgia, like near Atlanta, we were rooting for Atlanta. But every other year, we just tend to turn it on. We don't really watch Super Bowl. I definitely think Super Bowl is a game that you don't have to be a fan of a team or necessarily like football. A lot of people just tune in to watch it for like either the game or like the entertainment aspect of it.
Do you guys have a favorite halftime show or artist?
I definitely really liked Rihanna's halftime show from last year. I liked her outfit. I liked the choreograph. I liked the dancers' outfits. It was a good contrast. She had a good setup going on with the stages. Some of them were floating, some of them weren't. And I also really like that she promoted her brand because, she's a woman, and it's really cool that she has her own business like that, makeup business. So for her to promote it was also just a brave move on her part.
I'd have to agree. Rihanna is definitely at the top of my list because, it's just different. Like, the year before that, we had Snoop Dogg and all those other big performers. And then Rihanna this past year, and, she was pregnant, and she was still out there doing all the dances, singing all her songs, and I just think she really did good. Who's your favorite, Dylan?
For me, I'd say Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, 2022. It was definitely... Kendrick is one of my favorite artists, and to see him there with a bunch of other people that I listen to a lot, surprising because I didn't know they were going to be there that year. But same as y'all for like Rihanna, it was definitely cool just to see them perform. Of course, they can't perform a lot of songs that they made because certain words can't be used, but it was definitely very fun to watch. But I don't know, Rihanna.
I think with what you said about like Kendrick Lamar and Snoop Dogg, like that was probably the one my parents wanted to watch the most because they listened to a lot of their music. Like, when it was coming out, not saying that they aren't big anymore, but, like, when they were really big, and that was my parents, and, like, definitely people, I guess, around that age really liked that performance.
Yeah, I definitely saw my parents, or my mom, at least, get more into the Super Bowl. Like, she's really never watched it, but when she saw that year, she was like, wow, those are people I listen to all the time, and they're there. But what about...
I think another cool Super Bowl show was the 2020 Super Bowl show with Shakira and J-Lo, because with COVID starting up, a lot of people didn't expect it to happen. So when it did happen, and when it was such a good show, a lot of people were really ecstatic about that. I mean, J-Lo and Shakira looked awesome. Their outfits were one of a kind. They looked good. Their choreographing was really good. And also, it's just kind of a mix of people that you don't expect to see.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that we'd see J-Lo and Shakira together at the Super Bowl. And I think Bad Bunny was there too.
Shakira and J-Lo are kind of like icons for women. Like, you know, their performance was really great. So was Rihanna's, and you know, I think a lot of the women performers do really good at the Super Bowl. Like, they just kind of put their own twist on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Another one I really liked was Katy Perry in 2015.
Yeah.
You know, Dark Horse, she sang all her good songs. And, like, she was a singer that I listened to kind of growing up, and she, like, sang all the songs that I listened to during that period. So I definitely think she did good, too.
It definitely was a memorable performance because, like you said, those were the songs that, you know, we were listening to, we enjoyed, and she really put on a show there, so it was really cool to watch.
The choreography, like, everything was just spot on, and, you know, her, like, the setup she had, like, all the outfit changes, she just did really awesome.
Yeah, definitely well thought out and well put together.
She made that one song with Snoop Dogg. What was it called?
California Girls.
Yeah.
She performed that year?
I believe so.
I think so. I think that was the one with the beach balls and, like...
She had beach balls. I think she was wearing a bathing suit of some kind.
Yeah. Do you have any other performers that you think did really good?
As you said, Shakira was pretty good. Jennifer Lopez. Being from a Hispanic background, you know, seeing those type of people sing, you know, it hasn't really been many different internationally, like different nationalities other than American singing. She was Colombian, Shakira's Colombian, Jennifer Lopez. I don't know where she's from. Bad Bunny, of course, like Venezuela and all that. Just seeing those people support that type of music and making it a broader place for other people to reach was definitely a big thing. And I think that's what made Bad Bunny now. I mean, he's definitely one of the biggest artists. But my favorite of all time was Coldplay, Bruno Mars and Beyonce, the 50th Super Bowl halftime. Coldplay for me is one of the best groups of all time, and they just Beyonce adding in and Bruno Mars with the younger generation, good aspect to the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say, like, Coldplay, and then you have Beyonce, who is kind of, like, over many generations, like, she reaches a very broad audience of people who seem to love her music, because she was in Destiny's Child, and then she broke off and she started singing on her own, and, you know, she's just very, like, she almost sings, like, about, like,
she's married to Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, self-empowerment. She's very...
helping the woman achieve or see their goals more.
Yeah.
Than just seeing, like, a men's stage type thing.
Yeah.
And I think with Beyonce, too, you know, she appealed to that generation that she is... to the generations that she's touched, but in contrast, Justin Timberlake, you know, he's kind of the... how old would they be? College-aged kids now. But whenever he did his Super Bowl show, he kind of tried to touch the older generation by doing his Prince tribute when Prince actually performed at the Super Bowl in 2007.
Yeah, and
a lot of old people like that.
Definitely think that's like a big thing for him to do, you know, recognizing a big artist like Prince passing, and, you know, it definitely, him being from, like, when he was in NSYNC, my parents were NSYNC fans, and then, you know, his...
Backstreet Boys.
No,
that's not
That's not them. That's the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
What did NSYNC sing? What's their song? What's that one song they made?
A lot of songs. So.
Right. That's a Justin Timberlake song. He made a song with Jay-Z, I think.
Yeah.
Suit and Tie, I think I'd say. I love that song. It's a good song. I think it's a little long.
That used to be one of my favorite songs when I was
what's that? Hold on. Let me make sure it's actually a Justin Timberlake song before I say it.
Teabag.
Yeah, it is. Mirrors.
Oh,
Mirrors is such a good song,
good.
but it is so long.
It is. It's like 4
even
minutes.
the radio edit, I have to cut it off at like 2. Because it's just like, it's very good. Justin Timberlake is very talented, but he is known for those long
Well, and
songs.
so is Prince. Prince has like Purple Rain.
Purple Rain was long.
It was like 5
good, but
minutes
it's very long, yeah.
Hmm.
But it's like, I don't know. I'll complain about that, but I know people that will listen to, what is it, All Too Well 10-minute version. I don't know how they do it.
Would you rather listen to a longer song than like a minute 30 or 2 minute song?
No, I'll listen to a minute 30, 2 minute song. I don't have the attention span for that.
Honestly, it depends on the song. Like, if it's like a slow song, I'm turning it off. I can't.
Like the first minute is just building up to the song.
It takes too
like
long.
Runaway. Like, that's a good song.
Yeah.
And I will listen to the full 9 minutes of that song. I will do that.
That's
a very long song, though. And I will listen to it.
Are there any performers you don't think should perform at the Super Bowl?
Again, or in general?
Again, or in general, you can do either.
I think the chance of even going onto the stage itself is a big impact in their lives and a great opportunity for them.
Yeah.
But from a fan aspect, I'd probably say The Weeknd.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree.
I don't know. I think his type of music didn't fit as well compared to the others. Like, they had more explosive, more upbeat songs, but Weeknd is more like slow and
dramatic.
Yeah, I'd say.
One creator, I think, or actually two, that are kind of separate genres that I think we'll see, or we should see eventually, is Paramore and Tyler, the Creator. I think we definitely will see Tyler, the Creator, and I think at some point we're going to see Olivia Rodrigo, too.
Yeah, she's definitely
especially if she stays on her
things.
uprise,
Yeah. The 2 albums she's put out, like, both of them have gone really big. Like,
and they're good albums.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I'll admit they are. One person I don't really think should perform at the Super Bowl is Taylor Swift.
I agree.
Because she's already doing this Eras tour, as we all know. But her music is just, like, I don't think it really fits the genre. She has that slow, slow music. She has her old country music, but she also has, like, kind of upbeat, but it's not, like, the right.
If anything, I think she should have performed 19. If anything. Or, what's Shake It Off on? Is that Red?
I think that's on 1989.
Yeah, I think it is. If anything, she should have done it during her 1989 era. Yeah. But did you know she's been invited 2 or 3 times and she's declined it?
Well,
she's been asked, but she's declining it.
She's performing on a stage like that, just not.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the sense of the Super Bowl, it's just.
Really, it's bigger for an artist like that, what she has going on right now.
Yeah. What's your opinion on Usher performing this year at the Super Bowl? Just Usher. There's nobody
think it's
else.
Weird. I think that's a very odd. I mean, yeah, of course he's a very successful, talented artist, but I could not tell you anybody under the age of 25 that listens to Usher. So I think that's fully ignoring the newer generation and going for the older generation, which may work.
It's definitely like, I know my dad listened to some of his stuff. He's not a current listener, but he has listened to it in the past. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I think it's a risky move. And I think also considering, the Super Bowl is mostly dads and middle-aged men, this is going to be a controversial thing to say, but I think that Kanye West would be good at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I fully do.
But is he in the position to perform?
Nope, not anymore. But before he went crazy, I think that would have been a good person to have the Super Bowl. I think that would have.
So instead of Usher, who would you choose?
Honestly, I don't even know.
Not Taylor Swift.
I think Justin Bieber would do good at it.
Oh, yeah.
I think that Justin Bieber should do Taylor Swift does an Eras tour.
I would go.
I would go in a heartbeat. I think the Jonas Brothers could have done good.
Oh, yeah.
Or even just Nick, honestly.
Well, music, because the football players, they're listening to it too. Just maybe not as much as we are, because that's the half point of their game. They got to really focus and keep playing.
Right.
But I have heard that like some of the Eagles football players have put out like a Christmas album. So like, what if they had like football players go up there and sing?
Yeah.
That'd be something to like. People who can sing, not.
How would y'all feel about Childish Gambino performing at the Super Bowl? Because a really good trait that he has is, I don't know if you've ever listened to like a raw recording of his songs. It sounds the exact same. He doesn't really put any autotune.
Yeah, I think artists who, don't put autotune on their music when they perform live, it's just so good. Like Ariana Grande is definitely she's a good live performer, and she's really good at like covering songs. So even if she didn't sing her songs or just covered a song, people who can sing without autotune, I think, would definitely be a good performer.
Yeah,
at Super Bowl.
Because it really is disappointing whenever you
like when Fergie sang the national anthem.
Or like the Lana Del Rey concerts.
Yeah,
that Fergie. National anthem was pretty rough. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
But Childish Gambino's song, I think a good one would be probably like Redbone, or was it Me and Your Mama?
Yeah. I think the
Or
only problem
Bonfire, even.
with Childish Gambino would be he'd have a hard time getting those songs approved to play.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, Bonfire could not at all be played at the Super Bowl.
So
Like, without a doubt, they would not let him
would
do
the
it.
same thing be with Tyler, the Creator?
I think Tyler, the Creator, has a good amount of songs that he can play. Earthquake.
Quake.
Play.
Definitely not some of his older songs, because those were more... Even Frank Ocean, I think, would be a good...
I actually fully agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
a really good person to have.
Him and Frank Ocean have definitely changed the system. Frank Ocean, what's his name? Potatoes around.
Yeah.
Was that Frank Ocean?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Chanel.
I think that Tame Impala would be a
Ooh.
very cool performer for the Super Bowl, but I don't know if that would hit enough genres.
Yeah,
to
I definitely
play.
think
Right.
like Super Bowl performers should reach like a generational reach, you know,
Mhm.
not just one specific,
Mhm.
and then like also being able to cover different types of genres in their music,
Yeah.
or like at least have a different sound to some of their songs, so that way
Yeah.
they don't all sound the same.
Yeah, and I think Tame Impala is like that, but I don't think that. I'd love to see it, but I don't think.
Yeah, the older crowd would be like, who?
Yeah, what's going on? They'd probably just think it's like.
Right.
I think that Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac, that'd be a
Yeah.
cool Super Bowl band to have, but also the younger generation. I don't know if it'd click,
Yeah, I don't.
because you could say Fleetwood Mac to half the kids at the school and they'd probably just stare at
You'd
you.
be like,
Who are you talking
Right.
about? And then I'd cry. I'd get sad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't ever think there is like a perfect solution to somebody at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure many people are happy about it. But
yeah, definitely the older generation. You know,
Oh.
maybe
Yeah.
some younger. I'm not saying there aren't people who are younger who don't like
But
it.
that's why they choose the songs before they go. And they choose the people that have songs to do it.
yeah.
It's not just because of their age, it's because of their music. And that's the whole
Yeah.
point of the halftime show and the entertainment.
I bet Britney Spears would have been a good halftime show.
Yeah,
She would have been an amazing halftime show.
And it's every year, so it's hard to choose. I feel like you can't choose a new and upcoming artist.
You can't please everybody with
Right.
the
Yeah.
Super Bowl performers.
But I think that Tyler,
It's
the
like-
Creator, would be a good.
Yeah, Tyler, the Creator, Childish Gambino, maybe Frank Ocean, Ariana Grande. Definitely be some good ones.
Yeah.
You
Guess
know-
we'll just have to see how it goes this year. See
Yeah.
how Usher does.
You know, after Usher, there's always going to be someone else that's going to be a performer, and it's always going to
Yeah.
reach some audience. And
Somebody's always going to replace the group, make better songs, better shows, better podcasts. Thank you guys for tuning in to the highlight. This is our group's last podcast. It's been
yeah,
a great time.
It's been fun.
yeah,
Yes, if you listen.
yeah.
Of course.
And
Nobody
you know, we don't have one coming out in December, so Merry Christmas.
So Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Thanksgiving.
Happy New Year. And we hope that
No.
y'all have a great summer. Upcoming summer.